Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Fidelia Aguncha. We begin with news of a terrible accident in Jos, capital of Plateau State. 2 students have been confirmed dead in the accident involving Our Lady of Fatima School in Kuru, near the state capital. An official of the Federal Road Safety Corps who confirmed the incident also revealed that more than 90 students and 7 teachers were injured in the accident. Governor Simon Lalong has visited some of the injured children taken to the hospital. His Commissioner for Information and Communication, Yakubu Dati, has also revealed that the governor has promised to pay the medical bills of the survivors. A new report has raised alarm about a possible famine in Nigeria's northeast region. The report by the UN-sponsored Famine Early Warning System Network said there is an elevated risk of famine for areas affected by the Boko Haram insurgency. That means that famine cannot be confirmed nor disproven with available evidence. This is according to the body. The report, however, also suggested ways to prevent a possible famine. It wants the government to increase access to the area. Nigeria has been battling Islamic sect Boko Haram for about 9 years now. The group, whose name means Western education is forbidden, has killed more than 20,000 people and displaced more than 2.4 million others. The United Nations last month announced plans to raise $1.05 billion to assist an estimated 6.1 million people in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states. There is some good news for some survivors of Boko Haram attacks in Nigeria's northeast. The international community of the Red Cross has announced that it will be performing free operations on 751 battle-wounded patients in Maiduguri. This was disclosed by the head of subdelegation ICRC Maiduguri, Armin Mosiman. The Red Cross has also established a 40-bed center for pediatrics, male and female patients at a specialist hospital in Maiduguri to cater for survivors of bomb explosions and gunshots from different parts of Borno and Yobe states. About 2,871 surgical operations have been performed at the ICRC Operation Theater since it was established. In 2017 alone, due to unprecedented number of injured persons during explosions, up to 66 wounded persons were treated as outpatients. Meanwhile, after a series of training, vocational skills acquisition, and rehabilitation courses, 95 former Boko Haram terrorists are set to be reintegrated into the Nigerian society. The repentant terrorists were trained by the Nigerian Army Wing, charged with the responsibility of de-radicalizing, rehabilitating, and reintegrating in Gombe State. They were rehabilitated by instructors from the department and agencies of the federal government and the National Directorate of Employment, with the aim of retraining them to become law-abiding citizens. During the training, the ex-terrorists were engaged in therapy and activities, including psychotherapy, psychospiritual and counseling, adverse effects of drug addiction, among others. President Muhammadu Buhari will visit 5 Nigerian states for an on-the-spot assessment of the security situation in the country. The states which the president will visit are Taraba, Benue, Zamfara, Rivers, and Yobe states. He began with a visit to Taraba and is expected to visit other states later this month. The president, in a statement on Monday, said his decision to visit these 5 states follows the submission of security reports by the military. All the 5 states have suffered various insecurity crises in 2018, ranging from herdsmen attack, Boko Haram attacks, and Cortes attacks. President Buhari is also in Ghana as part of the country's celebration of its 61st independence anniversary. President Buhari has been invited by his Ghana counterpart, President Nana Akufo-Addo, as a special guest of honor for the celebrations on Tuesday. The Nigerian leader is the only foreign guest scheduled to address the August gathering. President Buhari is expected to use the opportunity to reaffirm the long-standing warm relations between the people and governments of both brotherly nations. Ahead of Nigeria's 2019 general election, the United States has admitted that a peaceful transition of power in the West African country is one of its major priorities. This was disclosed by the U.S. Department of State during a background briefing on the first trip of Secretary of State Rex Tillerson to Africa. Tillerson would meet with Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari and other top government functionaries, as well as leaders of Chad, Djibouti, Ethiopia and Kenya during his travels from Tuesday, March 6 to 13. It is now 2 months since President Muhammadu Buhari's January 2018 deadline for the passage of the 2018 budget, and the document is not close to being approved by the legislature. The Senate has blamed the ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government as part of the reasons for the delay. However, the executive insists that is not the case. In a statement, the Budget Office absolved all MDAs of blames, insisting no details of the document submitted to the National Assembly is missing. The Director General of the Budget Office, Ben Akabweze, also insisted that all heads of MDAs attended all Senate summons and dismissed accusations of ill preparedness. The 2018 budget submitted by President Muhammadu Buhari has a proposed spending of 8.6 trillion naira. An Italian judge has adjourned a trial involving 2 multinational oil firms, Royal Dutch Shell and ENI, to May 14th. The 2 oil companies are standing trial for bribing high-ranking Nigerian officials. The allegations relate to the illegal sale of OPL 245 oil block. The trial was expected to begin on March 5th, but has now been postponed. Both oil firms are also standing trial in Nigeria, alongside a former Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, and a former Minister for Petroleum, Dan Etete. That trial has been adjourned to June 2018. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has directed candidates for the 2018 UTME to start printing their examination notification slip from March 6. The board's head of Media and Information Department, Fabian Benjamin, said in Lagos on Sunday that arrangements had been concluded for the successful conduct of the exam, scheduled to hold from March 9 to 17. Benjamin, however, warned candidates not to go to their respective centers with prohibited items such as telephones, wristwatches, pens, and other devices. Over 1.6 million candidates are expected to write the examination in 602 centers across the country.
Corruption not in my country.
How work?
How correct, Oga?
What is it that you are doing?
Oga, they command the part now. Make we go sell for.
Oga, na correct kuza be this o. Oga Titus and him boys them. They do am. They will command the original parts, sell them, make plenty kuza.
No wonder our customers bring the generator back to our workshop because they bad. And not because of stuff.
Now because they overuse the generator. Plus say NEPA no they give them electricity.
Before I open my eye, Makachuku look at my talk in the heaven. Replace this original generator parts back inside this generator of my customer. In short, before una do am, frog jump. 1, frog jump. 1, 2, 1. Stealing of generator parts or changing of original parts to a fake one. That is the corruption. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Kemi Adelson, Minister of Finance, has advised taxpayers to be wary of fake tax officials alleging to be officials of the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme (VATE). In a statement released over the weekend, the minister said citizens should demand written notice when they receive phone calls from tax officials. Adelson urged tax defaulters to take advantage of VATE, which will end on March 31st. The minister had earlier said tax defaulters would be named and shamed at the end of the program. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has blamed the country's persistent fuel scarcity issue on cross-border smuggling of petrol. The corporation in a statement on Monday said the activities of the smugglers had led to an abnormal surge in the evacuation of petrol from less than 35 million liters per day to more than 60 million liters per day. The statement said the group managing director, Mike Barrow, disclosed this during a meeting with the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Colonel Hamid Ali. Barrow also noted that the cross-border smuggling have also cost the country more than 73 million liters of petrol. Oil prices rose on Monday ahead of a meeting between OPEC and U.S. shale firms in Houston, raising expectations that oil producers would discuss further how to clear a global oil glut. Brent crude was up 19 cents at $64.56 a barrel, while U.S. crude rose by 17 cents to $61.42 a barrel. Oil ministers from the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC and other global oil players are set to gather in Houston at CERAWeek. The largest energy industry conference begins on Monday. The Group Secretary General, Mohamed Bakindo, and other OPEC officials are expected to hold a dinner on Monday with U.S. shale firms on the sidelines of the conference. Ethnic clashes between Hema herders and Lendu farmers in northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo's Ituri province have killed more than 40 people, local officials report, in the second such incident in a month. Tensions between the two groups have largely laid dormant since a 1998 to 2003 war, when thousands died in fighting between the two groups, but have flared again in recent months due to disputes over land. At least 30 people were killed in 2 days of clashes last month between armed Hema and Lendu indigents. South Africans have been advised not to consume ready-to-eat processed meats, as the government identified the source of a listeria outbreak that has killed 180 people as a cold meat product made by the country's biggest consumer food groups. The meat, known as polony, made by Tiger Brand Unit Enterprise Food and by RCL Foods, has been recalled from stores. Tiger Brand said it was cooperating with authorities, and RCL Foods said it would suspend all production of its Rainbow Polony brand. Listeriosis, the infection caused by the bacteria, causes flu-like symptoms, nausea, diarrhea, and infection of the blood and brain. It poses a higher risk for newborns and the elderly, pregnant women, and people with weak immunity. The outbreak has caused 180 fatalities and 948 reported cases since January 2017. Moving on to sports now, NFF second Vice President Shehu Diko has been inducted into the FIFA Football Stakeholders Committee. The chairman of Nigeria's league management company was inducted by FIFA President Gianni Infantino after a meeting in Zurich. He was inducted alongside the chairman of the committee, Victor Montagliani, who is also president of CONCACAF and a FIFA vice president. Victor Moses has been presented with his first ever Ayato NFF Football Award as Player of the Year. The Chelsea player was given the award by Shehu Diko when he visited the club's Cobham training ground last week. The 26-year-old saw off competition from Leicester City's Wilfred Ndidi and Lobby Stars Anthony Okpotu to win the award. Moses was top scorer with three goals for the Super Eagles in the 2018 World Cup qualifiers. The football community have gathered together to pay their respect to Fiorentina captain David Astori following his death at the age of just 31. Astori, who had been capped 14 times by Italy, died following a sudden illness, according to a statement by the Italian club. Chelsea boss Antonio Conte, who managed Astori during his time as Italy coach, paid a touching tribute to his former player before his league game against Manchester City on Sunday. Several other prominent figures in football also posted messages on social media in honor of Astori's memory, including Italy legend Gianluigi Buffon. Astori started his career at AC Milan, but did not play a competitive match for the Rossoneri, and after loan spells with Serie C clubs and Cremonese, he joined Cagliari in 2008, playing for the club until 2016. He also had loan spells with Roma and Florentina before joining the latter permanently in 2016. Well, that's it on News Now. Thanks for watching. I am Fidelia Aguncha.